Alright, last time we talked about how to build your own filter for less than 10 bucks, and I kind of showed you how to do it and gave you some of my ideas for the future. And you can see I have changed it a bit. I'm actually very pleased. There's kind of a reflection in here, but you can't really, it's not as noticeable. I had it laying sideways on the opposite side back there, but it was kind of annoying me because it became like the focal point. I had a bunch of industrial equipment laying around in my aquarium. So what I did, we'll come around the other side, you'll see it more, is I made them vertical. And as you can see here, I tried to arrange the bubbles, but I put the rocks and the plants, so you really don't notice it as much. But it takes up a whole lot less space. Excuse the wires, I'm still in the learning phase here. But it takes up a whole lot less space in my aquarium. I can look at my aquarium without looking at these things. An added benefit I hadn't thought about beforehand was that I can tell when they get clogged. Now this one's probably not ever going to clog because that is the filter that's mostly full of carbon. I ended up removing all the sand from it. It just wasn't going to work. So this is just carbon and zeolite. And this filter is the polyester fiber and also my biofilter. I have a little bag of ceramic material that the beneficial bacteria grow on. And the bacteria is at the exit side, the filter's at the front. So I'm going to open this up, clean it out. Also, I'm going to show you my upgrade to how it's going to be put together. But as you can see, it's doing a fair job. I have a little bit of haze. I want it to be like absolutely crystal clear, but it's definitely not too bad. I can look all the way through to the other side and clearly see the tiles, the little 1-inch square tiles on the other side. So I mean, it is much better than it was. I think a lot of that had to do with just getting my chemicals. I was overfeeding, high nitrogen, etc. Anyway, so stand by and we'll get on the second portion. I'll show you how I'm going to upgrade the filtration system internally for less than $4. Alright, so I pulled the filter out, I already unscrewed it. You can see that's polyester fiber covered in gunk. All that gunk was floating around in my fish tank. And it was still pumping. It was still going. So I'm pretty pleased with how it works. Here's the biological medium. You don't want to rinse this out when you're cleaning your filter because it will, the chlorine in your tap water could potentially damage your bacterial colony. But see, look, see how gunky that is? Okay, so when you look inside there, the next layer is significantly less gunky. Sorry, I'm working with only one set of hands here. And look down, same thing, less gunky each time. Okay, so there must have been a pathway for the water to work through because it, see. But really, as you go, it gets less and less gunky. And honestly, it really only uses the first few inches. So, what I've decided to do, see, this time I must have jammed it in there in such a manner that, so I realized as I was cleaning this that this filter media has lost a lot of its buoyancy or resiliency basically it just kind of got matted, and it's super cheap. I got a huge amount just out of an old pillow, and you can get it like in the sewing section at Walmart or Hobby Lobby for next to nothing. So I'm not gonna stress out over here about cleaning that stuff up. So I'm just gonna get some fresh, probably a little more than this because it condenses down quite a bit. But basically what I'm gonna do here is have the fiber on the first probably 4 or 5 inches. Then here's my current biological filter. I've never rinsed it with tap water or anything since I started using it, and it's doing well because my nitrogen levels have been going down and down, not just because of that, but just because the tank's getting balanced out. But what I'm going to do to aid in the biological filtration in the future is use this crushed lava rock. It was not my idea. I got it from the aquarium DIY guy on YouTube. He was absolutely right. This stuff is extremely porous, and that would be perfect for a million little bacterial colonies with 1 million bacteria each. So what I'm just going to basically put in a little bit of this, because as I was saying, I'm only using really the first few inches. Then this, hopefully being upstream from the lava, will help facilitate a quicker growth. And then what will happen is, what I'm hoping is, the water flow will push that bacteria onto here, and then eventually I'll have just a super great biofilter. So there you have it. There you have it. Stay tuned or check me out later. I'm going to post a video about how to convert a siphon into a nice little gravel vacuum. Well, take it easy. Alright, so I thought that was the end of the video, but when I reinstalled this thing with so much less of the fiber, the polyester fiber, there was a lot more available pressure, and we had a veritable geyser, and it was shooting out of the top like an inch, and it was splashing all over the place. It just wasn't gonna work. So I took a little piece of sheet, like like a bed sheet or a pillowcase, and put it around there. That kind of dampened it. Also drilled a couple of holes in the side that had extra spot for it to escape. But the added benefit, I was contemplating inserting the air bubbler inside of the filter tube. But as you can see, this is kind of making a lot of little bubbles, breaking the surface tension. And I'm gonna try leaving it as is. We'll see what happens. If my fish start turning blue, then that means I need the bubbler. But that air pump we have is kind of loud, and the bubbles kind of splash everywhere. I know this is special, but it's not as bad as the bubbler. It made a lot of little tiny splashes, and the underside of our light was getting covered in calcium deposits where it would dry out, and we accidentally got it too close to the edge. We have a puddle, not bad, but more than what we want. We have a little puddle of water outside of it, so I'm gonna try this, because I'm getting some bubbles going in the water. It's, like I said, it's breaking the surface. We'll see. I might get myself a dissolved oxygen test to see it, so I can see what's going on. That was the big lesson I learned in Germany. I killed $120 euros worth of sturgeon in one day because I couldn't see what was going on with my water chemistry. That was a big lesson learned. Now I have a cool kit where I can test all kinds of stuff. But for some reason I couldn't import or bring my dissolved oxygen test, or really most of my tester kits from Germany back to America. So there you go. There you go. Take it easy. All right, final segment, I promise. So I realized that adding that piece of cloth helped, but it was adding resistance. I don't want resistance. So what I did was add a decreased resistance, adding negative resistance. So what I did is I ended up drilling a couple holes on all 4 sides. Definitely took the vigor out of it. Still getting some good bubbles. I still am gonna stay with what I said. But anyway, I took the cloth out, added more holes, and now it's working beautifully. All right, for the 3rd time, take it easy.